everyone, welcome back to this session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our chapter non-finite verbs. Well, this is part 6. Now, in all these sessions, we have been revising non-finite verbs with some additional points. We were doing infinitives. So, in this session as well, we are going to continue with infinitives. We are going to read positions of infinitives. Yes, of course, we have already done we have already introduced infinitives, we have already defined infinitives, and I explained you with it with some examples. I told you about some words as well which can be used only with infinitives, or you can say with which we can only use infinitives. Well, we have discussed something about infinitives in our earlier session. Now in this session we are going to discuss positions of infinitives, uses of infinitives, and then rules of infinitives. Now this really matters, that where you place infinitives in a sentence, because we know well that infinitives is 2 plus verb 1. Now what is the position of this structure? So we will discuss in this session only. Well, in our earlier session we had also discussed infinitive versus gerund. That is, I told you the difference between infinitives and gerunds, and where to use infinitive and where to use gerund. Now in this session we are going to discuss infinitive's position according to gerund as well. Now let's begin the session. First of all, verbs followed by object 2 plus verb 1 to infinitive. It means sometimes what happens when we have this structure like verb, we have 2 plus verb 1. Now this is infinitive. This structure is known as infinitive, which is after the main verb. Now this is main verb, and after that we get infinitives. But sometimes it happens that first of all verb, then we have an object, and after that we have infinitive. This can also be the structure in the sentence. The first structure is verb plus infinitive, and the structure can be verb plus object plus infinitive. This can be as well. Now these verbs are followed by an object, usually a pronoun or noun. Obviously an object is formed of either a noun or pronoun, and then by a to infinitive. Now this to infinitive, what does this to infinitive refers to? We have infinitive that is 2 plus verb 1, and we also have bare infinitives in which we keep verb 1 but not 2 with it. So we have two infinitives or infinitives without 2, or we can say bare infinitives or two infinitives. So let's begin this session, or let us see some examples. Suppose we have a word advice. Now advice, when we give some suggestion or when we give some opinion to someone else, or to provide some advice so that he may act upon it. She advised me to maintain accounts. Now here we can see that advised is verb, and this is main verb, that she advised me, that she has given me an advice. Sorry, she has given me a piece of advice. So this advised is verb, and what advised? She advised to whom? Me. So this is object, and what? To maintain. So this is again like an object, but this is an infinitive because this is 2 plus verb 1. So this is infinitive or to infinitive, to maintain accounts. Now if we have a word allow, in this word as well, we only have the structure of subject plus verb plus object, then we have infinitives. For example, we do not allow visitors to take photographs. Now allow to whom? To visitors. So this type of object always, or you can say mostly, talks about the word whom. So we do not allow visitors to take photographs. So this can be the position of infinitive in a sentence. Now let us move to the next one. Again we have a verb that is encourage, to motivate someone. They encouraged her. So encouraged is verb, this is main verb, her is object. For what? So this is again whom. They encouraged her to apply for the scholarship. So to apply is infinitive. I invited him to join our team. So this is the word replying to the word whom. This is main verb, and this is infinitive, that is to join. So these are some verbs that are always followed by object and then by a to infinitive. Now let us move to the next one, that is remind. Please remind me To call Anuj. So to call is infinitive, me is object, remind is verb. Teach. She taught us as object, taught as verb. To create a budget. So to create is an infinitive. Now let us move to the next one. He told me to wait in the lobby. Now he told me, so told is verb, me is object, and to wait is infinitive. Now one more thing is there, that we cannot have told to. We cannot have the word to or the preposition to just after the word told if the sentence is active. If the sentence is passive, it can happen. She warned him to be careful. So she want is verb, to whom, that is object, and to be, this is infinitive. Verbs directly followed by 2 plus verb 1. Now this we have already discussed in our earlier session. I told you when the uh, situation arrived, that when we do something, to do something, when this situation appears, when we do something to do something, whenever this situation appears, we always use infinitive. So when we do something to do something, this is a criteria, this is the pattern by you can decide that we have to use infinitive over here. So without an object in between, so if the object is not there, this I have already told you in our earlier session. I told you about some verbs, that after these verbs we necessarily have infinitives if they uh, make the situation like when we do something to do something. So first of all, let us have a word agree. So she agreed to help. So to help is infinitive, whereas this agreed is verb. Decided. I decided to leave. So decided to leave. We expect to win. So in this sentence, expect is verb and to win is infinitive. Now let us move to the next one. Hope. They hope to come next week. So to come is infinitive and hope is verb. He offered to drive us to the airport. So to drive is infinitive and offered is verb. She plans to visit Greece next summer. So to visit is infinitive, whereas plans is verb. He refused. Now refused is verb, to eat is infinitive. His vegetables. Verbs that can be followed by either object 2 plus verb 1 or directly by 2 plus verb 1. So it can also happen that we have some verbs after which we can have both the structures or either of the two structures. For example, I want to go. This is direct. I also can say I want her to go. Now, there is a slight difference between the meanings of the two sentences. What does it mean? If I say I want to go, it means I myself want to go. It means it is my desire that I want to go somewhere. But if I say I want her to go, in this sentence I don't want to go somewhere, but I want her. It means I want for it for her. I want that she will go to somewhere else, or I want her that you can say that I want that she goes somewhere. I want that she goes somewhere. So I want this action for her. So there is a difference between these two sentences if we use these structures. Now let us move to the next one. The plants need to be watered. Here it means the sentence is passive, and also we are saying that this is direct sentence. We can say the plants need to be watered. It means there is a requirement of watering the plants. But if I say the plants need someone to water them, it means there is a requirement of someone who can water the plants. So in another sentence, that is like, I would like to see that movie. It means this is my desire that I want to see that movie. I would like to see it, or I would prefer to see that. So this is direct. This is showing the preference of mine. I would like you to see that movie. It means here in this sentence, in the second sentence, I don't want to see the movie. In fact, I want you, that you would see that movie. I want that you will see that movie because this movie is good. I'm advising you to see that movie. So there is a slight difference between these types of sentences. I hope you understood the point. Now let us move to the next one. verbs followed by question words 2 plus verb 1. So again we have a structure that is question word, that is what, who, whom, when, etc., where, how. Wherever we have the words of wh family, we also called question word as wh family. It means the words begins with the words begin with w or h, that is who, what, why, where, when, how. So these are question words because they are used to ask the questions, etc. Then a to infinitive. Now let us have some sentences. Whenever we have the word learn, decide, know, not decide exactly, but learn and know are necessary. Whenever we have these two verbs, what we do, we always use how to and then verb. So I learned how to how to cook from my grandmother. I cannot say I learned to cook. No, the sentence will be like I learned how to cook from my grandmother. She could not decide where to go on vacation. He knows when to speak. He knows how to swim. So these are the structures. Whenever we have such verbs, we necessarily require a question word to complete that particular infinitive structure. Now let us move to the next one. When two infinitives are connected with conjunctions to comparative words, it is common to omit the to for the second infinitive. It means, suppose there is a structure and in between we have and we have infinitives on both the sides. First of all, we'll write 2 plus verb 1. Now, there is no requirement of writing this 2 again. In fact, we can only write verb 1. There is no requirement of this 2 because this 2 is used for both. Now, this is not bare infinitive. It is the infinitive, but its 2 is also the same like this. So, this 2 is common for both these verb first forms. So, it is the one structure only. Only in between we have a connector. For example, I want to study and pass my exams. So this is correct sentence. I cannot say I want to study hard and to pass my exam. That will be incorrect. So I want to study hard and pass my exams. Now let us move to the next one. Suppose we have a word or in between to connect these two structures. Would you prefer to dine or order takeout? And now I cannot say or to order takeout. That will be incorrect. But in the sense of accept. Now here but means accept. He does nothing but complain instead of but to complain. Now whenever but is used uh, in the sense of accept or where the meaning of but is accept, what we can do, we can use he does nothing but complain. So here we are not using to again after the word but. Now let us move to the next one. Now we have a word then. Now then is obviously used in comparative degrees. So she would rather travel by train than fly. It means that she will not fly. In fact, she will rather travel by train. So she will compare or she compares or a train journey to the fly journey or the aeroplane journey. So she would rather prefer travel. So she would rather travel by a train but then fly. So instead of to fly. So here we are using now would rather is always followed by bare infinitive. It means infinitive without to. So here we cannot use to and after then again we are not using to. So here with the word rather we actually use then not to. Now let us move to the next one. Like. I would like to dance, like sing without care. Now let us move to the next one. Using infinitives after superlative adjectives or ordinal numbers like first, second, last, as well as the word only is common construction. How do we make this construction? This is the best way to learn English. So the best is superlative degree of adjective and way to learn. So to learn is infinitive. She is the most qualified person to handle this project. So to handle is infinitive. It is the easiest method to solve the problem. So to solve is infinitive and easiest is superlative degree of adjective. He was the first. to arrive at the party. Now, first is ordinal number, and we are saying the first to arrive. So, to arrive is infinitive. That is 2 plus verb 1. She is always the first to volunteer for extra tasks. So, to volunteer is infinitive, whereas the first is ordinal number. She was the second to know the secret. To know is infinitive, whereas second is ordinal. So I hope this is clear to you all. So whenever we have these types of structures, we make the sentences like these. Now this was the second. Now again, the second is ordinal. For what? She was the second. This was the second to feature in the list of bestsellers. So to feature is infinitive. He was the last to leave the office. So to leave is infinitive. I was the last to find out about the surprise. So I was the last is ordinal and to find. She's the only one to complete the task on time. So to complete is infinitive. He was the only student to score a perfect 100. So to score is again an infinitive. So with these words, we can make these structures to show the infinitives. Now let us move to the next one. Using infinitives after adjectives like easy, hard, difficult, impossible, good, ready helps specify the action related to the quality described by the adjective. For example, it is easy to understand. So here we have a word easy and we can write to understand after it. The concept when she explains it. The software is easy to use. It is hard to believe. That is story. The puzzle is hard to solve. It is difficult to find a job in this economy. The question was difficult to answer. So after these words, we can directly use infinitives. It is impossible to reach him. He is on a mountain track. The task seems impossible to complete in such a short time. So to impossible, to reach, these are infinitives. It is good to see you after so long. So it is again an infinitive. I'm ready to go now. So to go is infinitive. So these are the infinitives. When using qualifying determiners followed by nouns, it is common to use 2 plus verb 1 structure to indicate a specific action related to quantity. Now it is written quantifying determiners. Quantifying determiners refer to when we talk about the determiners which are showing the numbers or the quantity. Now, let us take some examples. He has a few books to read during summer. So, a few books. A few is quantifying the number of books, though it is indefinite quantity. There are a few tasks to complete. This is called infinitive over here. Before we can wrap up the project. There is little time to waste. The deadline is approaching. Now here in these sentences we can see whenever it is written to read, it means we have some books. For what? To read. So this is showing the purpose. There are a few tasks to complete. This is also showing the completeness that it has to be done. So this is again the purpose, the reason. There is little time to waste. So we have nothing. Little time means there is no time to waste. Now let us move to the next one. She has little patience to deal with such issues. It means she has no patience at all. For what? To deal. We have plenty of food to eat. There are plenty of games to play at the carnival. So these to deal, to eat, to play, these are infinitives. I do not have enough money for what? To buy the car. So to buy the car is infinitive. There is enough space for what? To store. So to store is infinitive. So these words are showing the purpose. He has too much work for what? To do. So this is again infinitive over the weekend. Now let us move to the next one. There is too much sugar to use in this recipe. So too much sugar for what? To use. There are many exercises to complete in this book. She has many stories to tell from her travels. So they are travelogue maybe. So these are infinitives. Now let us move to the next one. When using verbs like learn, forget, know, remember, and similar ones, you can insert a WH pronoun like what, how, where, when, why, who, which before an infinitive to make the statement more specific or informative. Now, I told you this structure before as well, but here we are going to learn some more words as well. I learned how to I learned how to cook from my grandmother. I learned where to find the best deals. Forgot. I forgot how to solve this math problem. He forgot where to meet us. No. Do you know how to dance? She knows where to go for the best coffee. Remember. I remember how to play the guitar. Can you remember where to find that book? Now, there are some words. Now, these words are very, very important. Let me discuss this with you. We have a structure of have to, or has to, or had to. Then we have want to. Then we have is to, am to, are to. Now, what are these three structures? And what is the difference among these? Suppose I say, I have to do this work. It means this is my compulsion. There is compulsion that I have to do this work. Uh, let's say that this is just a compulsion. Maybe I don't want to do that, but I have to do it just because this is necessity, or this is has to be done by me. So I have to go there. I have to complete the project on time. I have to take these lectures. So have to just showing the compulsion, not your desire. But if I say I want to do this, it means it is my will. It is my desire that I want to do this. I want to do this happily. But if I say I is to, I am to, I are to, it means I am to, he is to, they are to. Now, whenever we have to do some work, or suppose, let me take some example. There is a boy A. Now, he likes to play cricket and he wants to play cricket. He wants to play cricket just because it is his desire. Cricket. So it is his desire or will. So this is desire. If I say, but he does not have time, so he has to go his home. What he said to his friend? No friend. Now A and B are talking with each other, and B wants him to play, and B asks him to play. So yes, he said, yes, I want to play cricket. But what can he do? He has to do his duty. So I now A said that I have to go to market. Now what happens? A said to B, no, I have to go to market. It means it is his compulsion. There is some work, so he has to go to market. So here A said that I have to go to market. So this shows that it is compulsion, that he has to do this work. Now again, B said to A, okay, I'm also going towards the market. Well, you can join me. I'm on bike. Now B has a bike and he asks A that he will drop him because now B said that I am to go to market. It means B is about to do that particular work and he's saying, I'm to go to market. You can join me. So here M2 refers to when there is any work which we are doing or which we are about to do, we can say that because it is our work. But if A wants to do something, it means it is his desire. And if I say I have to go to market, or A said he has to go to market, it means it is his compulsion. So have to shows compulsion, want to show desire, and is to, am to, are to just show that this work has to be done by them, or this work is to be done by them. So we can, in general sense, we can use these phrases, or these shows compulsion and uh, desire respectively. So let us get back to the slides. We have these structures as well. The movie is to start at 8 p.m. Now this work has to be done, or is to be done, so we can say the movie is to start at 8 p.m. So this is general sense, the movie will start at 8 p.m. The guests are to arrive soon, so are to arrive means will arrive soon. The students were to take an exam, but it got postponed. So students were scheduled or expected to take an exam, but it didn't happen as planned. The shipment was to arrive yesterday. So the shipment was expected to arrive yesterday. So was to arrive, is to arrive. These are the structures which we use in general sense. Using the structure has, have, had, will have often conveys an obligation, necessity, or expectation regarding an action or the compulsion. This structure is formal and typically used in more official or planned contexts when a compulsion is there. We use these structure, that is has to, have to, had to, will have to. For example, she has to work late night. So this is compulsion or obligation. She is obliged to work late. They have to complete their assignments by Monday. It means they are required to finish their assignments. She had to attend the meeting, so she missed the party because she was obligated to. They had to submit the report last week. There was a requirement of submitting the report. Will have. She will have to study hard to pass the exam. Now, this is the compulsion that she will have to study. She will be obliged to study hard. She will have to leave early to catch the flight. There will be a necessity to leave early. Now, this structure emphasizes a sense of duty, obligation, or necessity regarding the action. Using a noun plus infinitive structure can convey a sense of necessity, duty, or obligation related to a specific person or thing. Depending on the contexts, both active and passive infinitives can be used. So, these are several structures that we have using infinitives. Now, let us move further. Now we have another types of sentences. Actually, we have two types of sentences. One is active sentence and another is passive. So if we write a sentence containing an infinitive in active voice, the structure is totally different as that of in passive voice. So we are going to discuss these structures in this part now. The plan to renovate the building has been approved. Now the plan has an obligation, goal of renovating the building. The decision to proceed was made after careful consideration. So these are active infinitive. For example, the plan to renovate the building has been approved. Now this is passive sentence, but here this plan to renovate, this is infinitive. The decision to proceed, or which decision to proceed. So here we are just showing that which. So it is replying to the word which. Passive infinitive, permission to enter was not granted. His eagerness to be selected was evident. Permission related to the act of being allowed to enter. His eagerness to be selected was evident. His eagerness was centered around the potential action of him being chosen. Now let us move to the next one. Here we are going to read some more sentences about infinitives. Examples: it is important for students to study. So it is important for whom? For the students to study regularly. It was difficult for her to accept the truth. So to accept is infinitive. It is necessary for employees to wear. So this is infinitive. ID badges. It was uncommon for him to be late. So it is for plus object. Now this is verb plus for, or you can say participle. then we have for, then we have structure of object, and then we have infinitive. It is exciting for children to travel abroad. It is essential for us to understand the basics. It was a surprise for them to find out the news. So these are passive sentences. I hope you understood all these points. Thanks to you. These were the uses of infinitives. Thanks to you.